Hello, my name is Dan Oakes, and the DVO programmers have been working hard adding some cool new features that are going to make cooking even easier and funner for you. So one of the cool new features is on this live recipe feed, when you're scrolling this here, and you get down a ways and so forth, and then you want to go back up to the top, see what's changed on the capture ticker. In the past, what would happen is when you got to the top, it would refresh, and the screen would go completely blank white, and it was a little startling, kind of, and now it doesn't do that. So what you do to refresh, if you want to, is you just pull down and then pull a little farther, and then it'll refresh. Hey, look, there's new recipes just posted online from allrecipes.com. That's pretty cool. And several others. Wow. So when you want to refresh your live recipe feed, just scroll to the top and then just pull down, and if you pull a little farther, it'll go ahead and it'll refresh for you. Now here's something else that's kind of cool. If I tap on this recipe, slow cooker barbecue something yummy, on the capture ticker here, barbecue beef brisket, that looks yummy. Now let's say you find this recipe and you want to capture this and save this to your recipe database. I'm just going to go ahead and tap capture up here on the top right. And now what the DVO programmers have done is added another button here. So you can tap nice if you want to just continue and capture more recipes. But if you want to actually see this recipe, then you can tap show me the recipe. And after capturing it, Cooking will take you right to the recipe that was captured so you can see it and tweak it or make it for dinner and so forth. So that was a nice improvement. Now here's another one that's kind of nice. I'm going to go back here and back, and I'm going to go to the recipes found on the internet chapter of my personal cookbook. And the recipes in this chapter aren't really alphabetized, which makes it a little bit hard to find them sometimes. So the DVO programmers added a new feature. I'm going to tap up here on the More Options menu. And now they added an alphabetized recipes option, which allows me to alphabetize the recipes in this chapter. So there we go. Now I can find exactly what I'm looking for. And I noticed also when I added this cheesecake pops recipe, I got the photo, it's not oriented quite right. Sometimes that happens if you shoot a photo of your own, or you scan in a photo, or whenever you attach photos of your own. Sometimes they won't be oriented right. So the programmers added a cool feature that allows me to change the orientation. I'm going to tap more options here in the top right, and I'm going to tap edit recipe. And now there's a button. Do you see on the bottom right corner of the food photo there? I'm going to tap that to rotate the image 90 degrees. There we go. Now I'm going to tap save, and Cooking's going to re-upload that photo with the correct orientation. There we go. That's much better. You know, when I navigate recipes in this chapter and I'm browsing, see, I have to go in and then back and then to the next one and then back, and that's a bit of a hassle. So what we've done now is added a feature where you can just swipe. So now when I'm looking at a recipe, I can just swipe right and see the next one, and swipe right. See, and it makes it so much easier to browse recipes, to just look around, see if you can find something that looks good. And if I swipe back to the left, then it'll go back to the previous one and the previous one and so forth. We made it easier to edit the ingredients in your recipes too. Check this out. You just tap more options and then edit recipe. And now when I'm looking at the ingredients here, I can tap the red minus sign to the left of the ingredient to delete it if I want to. Or I can grab the little grabber bars on the right and drag it up if I want to change the order. Or I can tap on the ingredient itself to edit the ingredient. And here's what's neat is when I'm looking at this new ingredient screen, instead of having to go back and then tap on the next ingredient and then go back and tap on the next one and so forth to tweak them and change them, I can just tap on the next button in the top right corner of the screen here to go next, 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 or previous, previous, previous. So I can go through the ingredients in my recipe just by tapping next and previous, which makes it quite a bit easier to navigate. And when I'm looking at my recipe here and I want to add it to my shopping list, I just tap more options here and add to shopping list. And here's one of the new features. They added a new list button in the top right corner. So right from this screen, if I want to make a new shopping list, I might want to call this one menu number 2 and tap create here. and then Cooking will create a new shopping list and add this recipe to it. So you can create shopping lists right from the screen where you're adding recipes to the shopping list, which is very convenient. And finally, there's one really cool new optimization and improvement that was added that I'm really jazzed about. And to show you this, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the Cooking desktop app. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm logged into the same Cooking Cloud account with my personal recipes here. I have about 27,000 recipes in my database. And what I'm going to do is click the advanced search button here on the toolbar. And I'm going to type in pork chops because I have pork chops in the fridge that I need to do something with. And I'm looking for a recipe from my own personal recipe database that I can use to make these pork chops. I'm going to do the same thing in the mobile app. I'm going to move this over here so you can see it at the same time. So in my mobile app, I'm going to go here to my cookbook library. This is right at the top here, and at the top I'm going to type in pork chops here as well. So in both cases I'm searching all 27,000 recipes for pork chops, and I do it at the same time and see which one is faster, okay? Because the mobile app programmers optimized the Cooking mobile apps to search really fast. And what's interesting is my desktop computer actually technically has way more processing power, and it's way faster than our mobile devices. So the desktop app should win. Okay, I'm going to get ready to go. I'm going to tap search on my phone, and I'm going to hit enter on my computer to search at the same time, and we'll see which one wins. Ready, set, go. Okay, mobile app is done. Desktop app is searching, looking, done. Okay, so both of them were pretty quick, right? But the mobile app is so surprisingly fast now. I mean, it is lickety split. Within just a few seconds, you can type in what you have, search your recipe database, and find something delicious for dinner. Whoa, honey mustard pork. Now that looks pretty good. Yum. So you're probably thinking, well, that's neat. The fact is, the programmers actually worked on that for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's crazy, actually, to think about all the effort that went into making it search that fast. In fact, one of the Cooking Cloud accounts we were using for testing purposes has 95,000 recipes in it. And before we optimized this, it was taking over 5 minutes to complete that search. And now it does it in less than 1 second, which is mind-blowing. It really is. So I'm proud of our guys. I'm impressed, and I hope you love it. I hope cooking is even easier. Finding recipes, figuring out what to make for dinner, simplifying meal preparation. All these things are going to make you the cooking wizard, guru, amazing chef, and that's our goal. Well, there you go. There's some new features for you. Now go get cooking. Good looking.